Hello, and welcome to Chamber Chat. My name is Linden. I am the Events and Marketing Coordinator with the Watertown Area Chamber of Commerce. And here we have EAA Chapter 320 out of Watertown. We have Eric and John. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about EAA Chapter 320.
Right, EAA Chapter 320 is here at the airport in Watertown. In a bigger picture, EAA is the Experimental Aircraft Association, which was founded by Paul Poberezny, and it's located up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Everybody knows it mainly because of the huge fly-in that they have every year up at Oshkosh. That's called AirVenture.
Yep.
But 320, EAA was started in 1953. And they have a network of chapters nationwide. There's over 900 chapters. We're one of them. Chapter 3, the 320th chapter.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And we were started in 1968.
Okay. Cool. And what does the chapter do kind of on a daily basis in the community, all that good stuff?
The mission statement for the chapters is very simple. It's to grow participation in aviation, in recreational aviation. That's it. Just grow participation in aviation, whether it be maintenance or flying. You don't have to be a pilot. You know, if you're interested in aviation, that's what we're all about.
Wonderful. And then so through the EAA Chapter 320, you have some wonderful programs. And John, you have an Eagles program and a Young Eagles program for people that are interested in aviation, interested in learning to fly. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So they originally started out many years ago with the Young Eagles program, which was to get young kids interested in aviation and give them a free airplane ride after discussing with them and showing them what was available within the aviation community. And so that took up the age group of 8 to 17. And local pilots at all the different chapters around the country would hold fly-ins where the kids could come out and we would talk to them about all the different jobs there are in aviation. We would talk to them about how the airplane flies, give them a tour of the airplane, and then we would give them a ride so they could actually feel aviation and see the world from above and just get a good glimpse of what aviation is all about. So as that went on for many years, some of the older folks in the community around the world were like, well, but what about us?
Right.
So
for the over 18.
For the over 18 and over. So they came up with the Eagles program. And we just had one of ours events here a couple weekends ago. So anybody 18 and older, because we do have folks who are in their 60s that start to learn to fly. Same thing. They would come in, we'd tell them all about aviation and how they could get to flying if that's what they want to do, and then we give them an airplane ride. So it was all about those of us who are in aviation and love it and breathe it, to give the community a chance to come out where they wouldn't otherwise get a chance to fly. So it's all free to them, and so the pilots donate their airplane and their time and their fuel. And we spend, normally a morning or afternoon, sometimes all day, depending on how many people show up.
Right, and that's a really great
program.
Yeah, great opportunity to learn about aircraft, learn about flying, and then if I know my son, he's 4, he loves airplanes. So, but you could be 60 or 20 and wanting to learn about airplanes, and that's a great opportunity to be able to have that experience.
Yeah, absolutely, and they don't have to want to be a pilot to go on this airplane ride. It's just let's experience aviation together and see what's out here at your local airport.
Perfect. And then you do a lot of other events in the community to bring people into the airport to learn about the chapter, to learn about all of the offerings. So kind of talk about a little bit of those great events.
Yeah, thank you. It's a municipal airport, so the city owns or has the airport, and so it's really like a big air park is what it is. And we try to do a lot of events in order to engage and involve the Watertown community. Namely, there are 5 food events. We call them Fly-In Food Fests, and they're open to the public. But we hold 5 of them a year, and people fly in from all over. We've had there's a social media, and there's some pilot groups that we put the word out on, and we typically have anywhere from 30 to 70 airplanes, people that fly in for it, plus walk-ins,
Right.
or drive-ins. But we've had people come as far as from Indiana, Green Bay, La Crosse, so they're coming quite a distance
Yeah.
for our Fly-In Food Fest.
Yeah, and I've attended a few. Those are wonderful events because the pilots fly in, you have a meal for a donation, and then you can walk around and you can see the airplanes, you can interact with the pilots, and you can be part of the community because, the airport does have a fence around it, but it definitely is a place that is welcoming to the community so people can come and attend and meet you guys.
Yeah, a good point. The fence isn't there to be unwelcoming.
Right.
It's actually just to keep the deer off the
Yeah.
runway because deer and airplanes don't mix.
Yeah, that's not safe at all.
We also we
yeah.
have a great relationship with the National Guard. That's why
Oh,
you
yeah.
see a lot of the Black Hawk helicopters that
Okay,
are coming in and out because Watertown is actually one of their training facilities. And, pilots like to live, they operate off of their stomach.
Right.
So they've got our fly-ins on their calendar, and they
Right.
just happen to always have a training mission that night.
Oh,
and
yeah,
tend to have the Blackhawks come in, but they're always welcome, and we enjoy having them. The kids, as you said, like your
Right.
kids, they love seeing the Blackhawks.
Yeah, awesome. So then if I was interested in being a part of the chapter, how does that work? What do you do?
You take that, John?
Sure. So we have our chapter meetings the first Monday of every month out at the airport at 7 o'clock at night. If that first Monday of the month happens to be a holiday, then we just take it to the next Monday. But folks can come out to the airport before that time and join us. It's an open meeting. We talk about what the chapter's doing, any airplane projects. There are many of us who are building airplanes as well as own airplanes.
Right.
So we talk about our experiences, and then occasionally we have different guest speakers that come out. We just had the meteorologist from the Sullivan Weather Station at our past meeting, so very informative. Try to bring in guest speakers. And then, of course, any of our other events that we have, like the Fly-In Food Fest,
Right.
we welcome them to come in, have a meal with us, and talk to us about the chapter and things like that. So don't necessarily have to wait till that Monday meeting.
Right.
If we're out at the airport, come on out
Come find you.
and come find us, talk to us.
And you don't have to be a pilot, you don't
No.
have to own an airplane, you just,
Nope.
someone
You
that
have to be
loves,
an aviation enthusiast and love it, aviation like we
Right.
do. Try to pass it
just
on.
be enthusiast. In fact, the interesting little fun fact is that in 1968, there were 14 founding members, and the first president is still active and kicking and comes to all of our meetings, but out of the 14, 7 of them weren't pilots. They just were enthusiasts.
I think that's very interesting and something that I have personally learned because a lot of times you think about like, oh, well, I don't own a plane or I don't know how to fly, but I really like airplanes, I really like aviation, I want to be a part of it, and just knowing that the community can come to these events and be a part of it and learn about the chapter, learn about EAA, learn more about aviation and everything that you guys have to offer is wonderful. Just,
There's model airplane groups, there's drone flying groups, things have evolved.
Drone flying, that's
right. And so, I mean, if you're interested in aviation, we're welcome. You're welcome to come.
That's fantastic.
The one thing to...
We have a 320 is our website is EAA320.com. There's also some links that you can join that. So we're welcome, open to everybody. The only caveat is that you have to first be an EAA member.
Okay.
So you'd have to go up onto EAA's site, become a member, get a member number, and then they would attach you to any local chapter. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing to remember too is that none of us started out with an airplane.
Right.
We are all like the people who are out in our community now who are interested. We went out to the airport, we were little and hung on the fence, right? As we grew up, we started talking to people. And so that's how you wind up growing into aviation. So we really welcome everybody to come out who's even vaguely interested in aviation.
Yeah, and that's an interesting part, John, because there are the young folks, but then the over 18 group, and what usually happens in wife, life, kids, business, job kind of gets in the way, and even though you may have had an interest, and I hear oftentimes people saying, oh man, yeah, I really wanted to learn how to fly, but kind of life got in the way. We've got programs for that. We have a lot of we help people with the funding in terms of scholarships, but we're seeing that there's a lot of people that in terms of the recreational aviation side of it, you know, they're not young going on because they want to become an airline pilot.
Right.
They just want to fly, you know, just for personal recreation.
Yep.
And in fact, John mentioned, we had two of our members. They're in their 60s when they started to fly, and they joined. We started working through the program, and you know, those are the ones that are fun because they're doing it for the passion and the enjoyment of aviation. And you know, now the business has been built, and the kids are growing, and it's time to go back to do something for yourself.
Yeah, we are truly here to bring the community out, right to the airport.
Right.
We're a nonprofit, and nobody in our organization is paid.
Right.
We're all volunteering all of our time and our efforts to get other people interested in aviation who never thought they could come out to the airport and engage in that
Or had the
activity.
opportunity to, or maybe the means weren't there, but now they can come
Correct.
and
Absolutely.
explore and be a part of something. This is fantastic. I recently took a flight about a month ago. We flew out to Fort Atkinson, flew around and came back, and it was so beautiful to see our city and our surrounding areas from up there. So I get why you like it now. I get why, you know, aviation is so wonderful, and your events are great too. Anything else you have going on that you want to talk about in the works?
We're building a chapter hangar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's going to be kind of like a community aviation
Right.
center. And we're going to involve a lot of the other aviation entities that are in our area, such as there's a women's sorority of aviation flight. They're called the 99s.
Okay.
They, you know, giving them a place to meet, giving the Civil Air Patrol a place to meet, maybe some of the local modelers, but more of it is going to be for community engagement,
Right.
because we have a lot of STEM programs that are around all of the building and have kids from the high school, from the tech school, from the Maranatha, from the technical college, to be able to come in and whether it be avionics, whether it be, you know, engines, sheet metal working, fabric working, but there's a lot of there's a lot of technical skills needed for building an aircraft.
Right.
So we've got programs where you can build the airplane, and you know, that we want to engage with the community
Right.
through that. But we're in the midst of a very large building project for that
Yeah.
hangar. It's a 60 by 80 foot hangar, and it's going to be the template that the EAA is using for, hopefully, good old little Watertown is going to be the template for EAA chapter hangars nationwide.
That's fantastic. Put Watertown on the map.
Put 'em on the
Again.
map.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys have the EAA Watertown Chapter 320. They have fantastic events that they do. They're flying events, the Young Eagles, the regular Eagles. If you're interested in learning about aviation, interested in flying, interested in talking to these two who have a wealth of knowledge about a vast variety of things, definitely visit their website, stop by at any of the flying events, and they will be very happy to welcome you and to look at airplanes, which are always
Absolutely.
very interesting.
Thank you, Linden, for
Yeah.
your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for allowing us to expose.
Thanks for coming, and I'm glad that Watertown can see what Chapter 320 has to offer.
Great, thank you.